She was once America's favorite little sister. Erin Moran captured hearts as Joanie Cunningham on Happy Days, the cheerful, nostalgic sitcom set in the 1950s that made viewers long for simpler times. The show became a cultural phenomenon, and Erin, a household name. But behind the spotlight, life told a different story. When the cameras stopped rolling, Erin's struggles began. Acting roles dried up. Depression crept in. At times, she even faced homelessness. The girl who once brought joy to millions found herself fighting battles far from the screen, including one final battle with a devastating illness. Stay with us as we look back at Erin Moran's heartbreaking final chapter. Born on October 18, 1960, in Burbank, California, Erin was one of 6 siblings. Her passion for performing sparked early, and with the help of her mother, she landed her first acting job at just 5 years old, a commercial for First Federal Bank. From there, her career blossomed. Erin became a familiar face on TV, joining the cast of Daktari in 1966 and guest starring in classics like The Waltons, Gunsmoke, and My Three Sons. She even took on film roles in Watermelon Man, How Sweet It Is, and 80 Steps to Jonah. But it was at 13 that she got the role that defined her life, Joanie Cunningham on Happy Days. The series exploded in popularity, eventually topping the Nielsen ratings and earning Erin a Young Artist Award. She even went on to star in the spin-off Joanie Loves Chachi. However, when Happy Days ended in 1984, Erin's career slowed. She appeared in a few TV shows like The Love Boat and Murder, She Wrote, and years later, showed up on Celebrity Fit Club in 2008, earning an award for her appearance. Her last role was in the 2010 indie comedy Not Another B Movie. By then, Erin had largely stepped away from Hollywood. Life wasn't easy. Finances became a struggle, and health problems added to her pain. On April 22, 2017, Erin passed away in a mobile home in Louisville, Kentucky. She was only 56. At first, the cause of her death was unclear, sending fans into a frenzy of speculation. Her former co-star, Scott Baio, sparked outrage when he claimed she died due to substance abuse. But fans and family pushed back. An autopsy later confirmed the truth. Erin died from complications of stage 4 throat cancer. Eventually, the truth behind Erin Moran's heartbreaking final days came to light. After much speculation, Harrison County officials conducted an autopsy and confirmed what many hadn't expected. Erin had died from complications related to stage 4 throat cancer. Scott Baio, who had initially blamed substance abuse for her passing, later took back his words. On Facebook, he shared the real story, which had come from a deeply personal open letter written by Erin's husband, Steve Fleischman. In that letter, Steve revealed that everything began in November 2016, when Erin woke up one morning to find blood on her pillow. Alarmed, she rushed to a specialist and received a devastating diagnosis: squamous cell carcinoma. She was given just 5 months. Despite undergoing intense rounds of radiation and chemotherapy, the cancer proved relentless. By February 2017, Erin could no longer speak. A feeding tube became necessary, and the cancer had spread far beyond her throat. Her health declined quickly. Yet through it all, Erin and Steve held on to each other and tried to find joy in the time they had left. They had planned to attend Thunder over Louisville, a fireworks celebration before the Kentucky Derby. But Erin passed away on that very day, peacefully and quietly. According to Steve, her final moments were calm. The two had fallen asleep together watching TV, and Erin slipped away holding his hand. It was a gentle goodbye, not one filled with pain. The announcement of her death stirred an emotional response across the internet. Her former co-stars paid their respects. Henry Winkler tweeted his hope that she had found peace, and Ron Howard remembered how she lit up every scene she was in. Though Erin didn't have children, she left behind her husband Steve and her brother Tony. She was cremated, and Steve now keeps her ashes with him. At the height of her fame, Erin earned between $650 and $900 per episode of Happy Days. The show wasn't just a TV success, it exploded into a pop culture machine. Joanie's face and the faces of the rest of the cast were printed on everything: lunchboxes, greeting cards, comics, slot machines, and even trading cards. But behind the smiling faces was a growing frustration. Despite their fame, the cast received only a small cut of the profits for merchandise. Their contracts promised 5% of net proceeds, or just 2.5% when their images appeared in group products. When they tried to sue for fraud, the court dismissed that claim. So, the actors had to shift their focus to a contract dispute over unpaid royalties, leaving behind any hope for punitive damages. In April 2011, Erin Moran and several of her Happy Days co-stars took a bold stand. Alongside Marion Ross, Don Most, Anson Williams, and Tom Bosley's widow, Erin filed a lawsuit against CBS for breaching their contracts. Curiously, Ron Howard and Henry Winkler chose not to join the legal battle. CBS tried to shut the case down quickly. The network claimed it had honored all contractual obligations and argued that, under the Screen Actors Guild agreement, it had the right to reuse promotional images from the show without paying the cast any extra royalties. But the actors weren't asking for millions. Reports suggest they initially requested $10,000 each. Still, after legal back and forths and behind closed-door settlements, it's believed they each received a payout between $60,000 and $65,000, along with rights to future royalty payments. Sadly, the win in court didn't mean a win in life for Erin. Following the lawsuit, tabloids began painting her in a harsh, unforgiving light, focusing on alleged drug use, domestic troubles, financial hardship, and erratic behavior. Some headlines were exaggerated. Others weren't far from the truth. The roots of Erin's struggles ran deep. According to her brother Tony, their home life was chaotic. Their father battled alcoholism, and their mother reportedly had a painkiller addiction. Erin found some comfort with her Happy Days family, who became her second home. But even on set, things weren't always easy. Erin revealed that at just 15 years old, producers pressured her to slim down and appear more sexy for the role. This demand weighed heavily on her. She also wasn't thrilled about Joanie Loves Chachi, the spin-off show. Erin had preferred to stay with the original cast, but reluctantly took the new role, and was later grateful to return to Happy Days for its final season. In 2005, VH1 ranked her 71st on their 100 Greatest Kid Stars list, a nod to her unforgettable presence on screen. But despite early fame, her transition into adult roles was filled with challenges. In a rare 1988 interview, Erin opened up about falling into a deep depression after both shows ended. Rumors swirled for years about substance abuse, though no confirmed reports ever surfaced. And when she passed away in 2017, autopsy results confirmed there were no illegal drugs or alcohol in her system. The image of a party girl was largely a media creation. Still, financial hardship followed Erin in her later years. The money from the Happy Days settlement gave her brief relief, but it didn't last. Within a short period, it was all gone. By 2010, life had taken a heartbreaking turn for Erin Moran. She and her husband lost their home to foreclosure, forcing them to move in with his ailing mother in 2011 to help care for her. But things continued to unravel. In 2012, reports surfaced that Erin had taken a job at a local Walmart just to make ends meet. That same year, tensions at home boiled over. Her mother-in-law, reportedly fed up with late-night partying and chaos, kicked them out after a heated argument that spilled into a drunken street confrontation. Despite the headlines, Erin wasn't entirely alone. Friends and former co-stars wanted to help. Henry Winkler, who played the iconic Fonzie, even tried to get her apart on Arrested Development. Sadly, the opportunity never came to life. Erin carried deep emotional scars, childhood trauma, battles with depression, domestic difficulties, and financial struggles. But she wasn't hiding from them. Before her death, she began writing a memoir titled Happy Days, Depressing Nights. Though unfinished, it was meant to pull back the curtain on her private pain and offer truth behind the tabloid stories. She wanted to be heard, not pitted. To the world, Erin was Joanie Cunningham, the sweet, sassy little sister who lit up living rooms across America. And maybe that's how she should be remembered. Not for the hardships, but for the warmth and charm she brought to screens for generations. Did you ever see Erin in roles after Happy Days? Maybe a film or guest appearance you remember fondly? Let us know in the comments below.